Черт возьми, что ты здесь делаешь?
They're gonna kill him. Oh shit!
You jinxed it.
Did you take notes on this one?
Oh, I sure did. This is a deranged movie. I can't... all the cover told me was it showed me two people running away in a kind of John Grisham style poster with the Kremlin in the background. So that told me that it was going to be espionage set in or around Russia.
Against the backdrop of the Cold War.
Well, it's actually after the Cold War. We'll get into what this really is because I have my analysis of where this fits into the politics and history of Russia and the greater world's response to Russia after the fall of the Berlin Wall. We'll get into that. But we assumed it was going to be some sort of British or American espionage film. But as seems to be happening a lot with these things, we find that it's some sort of foreign production.
Yes.
Where they've roped one Western actor in to give it some Western legitimacy.
And that's not to say that films that are not made in Western countries are not legitimate, but they want it to have the aesthetic of a British film that happens to be set in Russia.
It's a way to try and sell it, I think, to a Western audience.
It did strike me as a tourism push.
Yeah.
Congratulations. Monarchism is a double-edged sword.
Indeed. But look what it's done for your country's tourism.
Every name on the credits is Russian, aside from
Jason Connery.
So, who is Jason Connery?
Sean Connery's son.
Doesn't really look anything like Sean Connery, though. But Sean Connery was famously, tall, dark, and handsome. This guy is...
he is not that.
He's blonde.
He's a blonde boy. His Wikipedia page referred to him as a B-movie actor.
I mean, if he's going to Russia to make films as part of their government program, that's a little
He's
bit...
doing Russian propaganda films.
Ironically, his father fought the Russians as James Bond.
Wasn't he in The Hunt for Red October?
He did play a Russian in Hunt for Red October.
Well, maybe it's history's revenge,
Well, it starts with a kind of a documentary montage on the Romanov family and their demise. We first hear a woman narrating over photos of the excavation of the bodies of the Romanov family.
In July of 1918, in the aftermath of the Russian Revolution, Nicholas II, the last Tsar, and his family were captured by the communists. Supposedly, the Romanov family was executed in a small town in Siberia and buried in a nearby forest.
It then cuts back in time to Rasputin locking away gold from the Romanov family in a sort of pirate treasure chest. He then pours drinks for the workers who are helping him to bury the gold. They assume if he drinks it first, it won't be poisoned.
No shit.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. I thought we were in California in 1972. So he sort of poisons them magically.
Well, it might not even be magic. Rasputin was like 8 feet tall. The amount that it might take to kill a regular man might not make any dent on Rasputin.
I think it's pushing towards him being some sort of metaphysical being.
That's usually the case with Rasputin.
It cuts to Rasputin doing magic tricks in front of the entire Romanov family.
Rasputin опять колдует?
They are all really wowed by the fact that he can turn anything into gold.
Опа!
They got a good guy to play Rasputin, though.
Yeah, who is
But to be
this?
fair, he all he has to be is like lanky and dark-eyed.
And 8 feet tall.
Папа приехал.
Gunshot. Papa is here. Shooting a peasant. We then see Tsar Nicholas II return in a boat.
Yep, he's on a boat on a river.
Pulls up to a giant golden statue of Arnold Schwarzenegger.
It's like the most muscular depiction of a man I've ever seen in my life.
Ridiculously muscular man in gold. We see Rasputin hand a gold coin or some sort of large coin over to a woman.
It's a doubloon.
And he says that This is to be handed over to the successor so that they will know where the gold is.
Тому, кто одной ногой уже в могиле.
It cuts to present day, and there's this political divide in Russia between the Tsarists and what are referred to as the neo-communists. Because the communists are gone.
Yeah.
But now we have the neo-communists. We first see Jason Connery get, I'm just going to call him Jason.
I don't even remember his character's name, to be honest.
I don't know that he ever even gets a name. I think he might, but I cannot remember it.
Peter Riordan. Peter Riordan.
Is your name Peter?
Jason.
He arrives in Russia in order to we don't quite know, but the authorities are following him and they suspect that he might be looking for the Tsarist gold.
Hey!
He doesn't say much within the first, 20 minutes of the movie.
He says nothing, like 5 words, not even.
I think we're supposed to think that he is there because the recently excavated bones of the deceased Romanov family are going to receive a proper burial, and it seems like he might be in town for that.
He's being watched by the neo-communists and the Tsarists, who suspect that he is there in search of the gold. But he goes to a Kettering house, which is where the Romanovs were actually killed and buried, in order to pay his respects. And while he's there are 2, I call them plutonium boys, 2 men that are digging up plutonium.
Yeah, it's just
and
there
carting
in
it
the
off to make money, I assume. This is the Russian excavation team.
You need one to
one guy
drink vodka.
One guy to do the digging, the other guy to do the smoking. They see him there, paying his respects, and probably that makes them suspicious of something.
Yeah, why is he there? What does he want?
We cut from that to a smelting factory, where we meet Anna, who is a historian. Her brother works in the smelting factory.
And what are they smelting in the factory?
Всё, война! Давай, Никита.
Statues of Vladimir Lenin.
Not only that, they're melting down statues of Lenin to turn them into capsules, which then are handed over to a man who says this would be great for plutonium.
Даже радиоактивные вещества. Я просто подумал, что может это вам пригодится.
There are so many layers of political symbolism going on in that.
The substance will always be the same even if the time changes. Just like these bronze statues.
It's the old communist imagery being melted down in order to create
tools of destruction and death.
In the new era, I guess, of what are now the neo-communists.
Оправдания и комментарии здесь излишни. Плутоний и золото Романовых должны принадлежать нам.
One of the guys who was digging for the plutonium lives with his daughter.
Her name is Sonja. She has a doll. She goes to the playground across the street from their apartment.
And at one point, she's holding a capsule with plutonium in it.
She's just playing with it.
Сколько я тебе говорил, не смей входить в мою комнату.
Ну, пап.
And the father takes it away from her. So later, Jason runs into her outside of an apartment.
Where have you come from?
And she points and says in a grown woman's voice,
You are at my yard. That is my house.
She then collapses.
He scoops her up and he carries her over, and I think he finds her father.
Yeah, who then takes her in, and he goes, I just don't know what's happening.
She looked ill. Her nose is bleeding and...
He crashes into 2 people who are carrying lots of boxes and knocks all the boxes on the floor, and he helps them load the boxes into their van.
Yeah, it turns out they were actually stealing documents from Anna's apartment.
Worry!
Go! Hey! Quick, go!
There's a lot going on here. I feel like Sonja didn't even have to collapse.
The thing with Sonja never
resolve.
leads to anything. She just gets carted off on a
gurney.
And they say, bye-bye, Sonja.
Look.
Sonja.
I'm sure she'll be fine.
We're just told later that she has leukemia.
Poor Sonja. Leukemia.
And that's it. That's all we hear about it.
She's just melting down from radiation poisoning, really.
So Anna thinks that Jason is a thief. and she holds him at gunpoint and brings him back into her apartment and ties him up.
Look, there's been some kind of mistake.
What the fuck? What is she shooting with? Laser dust.
Is that a thing?
No.
What were you looking for?
I am not a burglar.
What about your friends?
They're not my friends. I simply bumped into them. Literally.
Jason explains to Anna that he is there in Russia looking for a woman called Nina.
Nina Ivanovna Petrova.
Nina Ivanovna.
I think Nina used to live in the apartment that Anna now lives in. Nina was a friend of his grandmother who's recently died.
Mm-hmm.
He wants to bring back a lock of hair to Russia to bury it there.
Inside a little brooch locket type thing.
So he wants to find Nina because she was a friend of the grandmother.
She said she wanted to be laid to rest with her brother and the rest of the family in her homeland.
All these different factors lead to this apartment building. Sonja, Anna, grandmother who we think might be the Princess Anastasia, but we don't know.
Well, Anastasia is mentioned a couple times, but...
Her portrait is on this locket brooch, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I think that's who that is. I'm not entirely sure. But he's now being pursued by the neo-communists, the Tsarists, and the Plutonian boys.
Shit's bad.
Черт возьми, что ты здесь делаешь?
They're gonna kill him. Oh shit!
You jinxed it.
There's something else that he rocks up with, the magic Rasputin balls.
This was never explained.
No.
I never understood this at all. He is in his apartment, and on his bed he's placed these aluminium foil balls in a circle.
Так называемый магический шар Распутина. Я нашел его в комнате.
Rasputin balls. Rasputin magic balls?
Rasputin magic balls.
Is that what they say?
So, okay, look. If you open up google.com and you enter magic Rasputin balls, first result says Rasputin's penis, the mad monk's mythical magical member.
That was my first guess.
There's a photo of his pickled dick in a jar. The point is there's no
magic Rasputin balls as far as we're aware of.
It's like
there's like a coil inside?
A mess of just a ball of copper wire wrapped in aluminium foil.
Weird. So Jason and Anna go and meet Anna's brother at the smelting factory. And he says that Nina used to have a servant who is now a homeless woman who lives in the subway.
Nina discharged her, so I heard, for stealing from her.
Where is she now?
By day, she was begging in the street. By night, she was gambling.
Gambling?
At the casino.
She's a beggar on the street by day and a casino chick by night.
They go and meet her and she doesn't give them any information.
Just her address. That's all I want.
Insulting me to a higher degree won't give what you want.
Look, I can't understand her, so just speak Russian and give me subtitles, okay? She's useless.
She tells him to go away. They then decide that the best way to get this poor homeless woman to tell them what they want about where Nina is for Jason to dress up and pretend to be Tsar Nicholas II in a ghost farce.
Your Majesty, you're alive.
I never died.
It's like when Marty McFly pretends to be Darth Vader and tells George McFly to go to the dance.
I am an extraterrestrial from the planet Vulcan.
Yes, that would be a good analogy, except for the fact that he's speaking English in this context. I don't understand how him speaking English works, because the woman is Russian.
Yeah, but she doesn't bat an eyelid. She's like, yeah, fuck.
He just walks in with a British accent and says, yes, hello, I'm Nicholas.
Then simply tell me where Nina is.
I don't know if I should.
You should.
Why are you speaking English, Nicholas?
Please tell me that he dresses up as Rasputin next.
Oh yes, it's just him dressing up as various characters.
Put a bit more heat on the old lady.
And then dresses up as Anastasia. Oh, hello! I'm Anastasia. I'm a little girl. Oh no.
These people are sick.
I don't know that she gives up any real information.
Nah, she's freaked out though.
She's just freaked out.
It's quite irresponsible, really.
They make one funny joke, which is that she says, "A Tsar is born."
A Tsar is born.
I didn't catch that the first time.
Oh my god, that's amazing.
Они вернулись.
Good night.
They get descended upon by the three groups that are following them. The neo-communists, the Tsarists, and the Plutonian boys. They all chase them at the same time through the streets of St. Petersburg.
Leningrad, if you're a traditionalist. I like the music.
Ding,
Bum, bum, bum.
They manage to lose them by hiding in a boat.
Get down.
Oh yeah, they get in this little crummy boat in the river. They
say, well, we can't really go back to mine or your apartment.
I think my hotel might be a little dangerous.
So where do they go, Laura?
We get to like a train carriage that's just sort of sitting there.
Which was a bit confusing until we realized this is a sex train. It's not clear whether Anna knows this is a sex train or not.
No, I think she does know because she's like, I know a place.
I think I know something.
Welcome to my special hotel. You will like it.
So what happens is the lady who's running the sex train...
She's a madam. Kind of like a madam.
I suppose. She's wearing a beret.
Okay. Room 4.
She's wearing a beret, but she's also wearing some like gypsy shawls and stuff around her waist.
She tries to sell condoms to Jason.
Fresh condoms as well as used ones, which she tells them have been disinfected.
And it is second hand, but used only once.
You aren't serious.
Don't worry. It is disinfected.
He says, no, thank you, I've got my own. As he's leaving, she says, when you're finished, can I have yours? I'll give you a good price for it.
Save it when you're through. I'll give you a good price.
To me, what I got out of this was that they're trying to say, we practice safe sex here. It is a thing. It's available.
It seems to be doing the opposite. It seems to be showing the fact that there are trains dedicated to unsafe sex practices.
It's saying, look, we do have sex trains, but they are safe. Oh. So the couple that are pursuing them, there's a... This is strange. I don't quite get... Are they like a fourth party?
No, there's the three parties. I believe the neo-communists is the suit guy with his assistant.
Мы позволим Петру Риордану самому привести нас к золоту.
Then there's the Tsarists, which
Yeah.
is all those people that are in the palace. And then there are...
Plutonian boys.
The Plutonian boys, which are the two guys that were digging in the forest. And they have a couple other henchmen, I think, as well.
The neo-communist heteronormative couple, they get on the sex train, don't they?
And they are listening through the walls. What is going on? We're listening to, like, the two main characters effing the F train. I think they want to be alone, no shit.
They become inspired to do what?
To have sex themselves? So the Tsarists then break into the train and abduct Jason.
How do they do it, though?
Well, we don't get to see at first, except that they're wearing gas masks. Two of them are, one of them's not. We just see the guy without the gas mask open the door and smile. And then it cuts to Anna waking up the next day, and the train madam opens up the door and says, he has loved you and left you.
Yeah, she's like, he has taken what he wants and left.
I have seen it all before. He has had his fun and he has left you. Move on. That is what I do.
But what we know is that Jason's...
He's kidnapped.
He's talking to the Tsarists, who now say they want him to announce that he is the successor.
Russia needs her Tsar. Russia needs you.
And therefore will, I guess, take control of
all of Russia.
I haven't even been invited to the funeral. You can be my date.
He says, I don't want to do that. They say, but we really want you to. And he says, like, you want me to, but I don't want to.
Marvelous.
Do you remember me? I spent Easter one year a long time ago with your family.
Cool.
You gave me an Easter egg.
It was decorated with a
double-headed eagle. It wasn't a dream.
Yeah, okay. Alright.
No. And then he walks away and they go, wow, so strong. Just like Nikki.
Oh my god.
He certainly looks like Nikki.
He has his eyes.
Yeah.
And they whisper as he walks away, they go, just like Nikki.
Sonja, do you like it?
Just like Nikki.
When I think of Nikki, I don't think of strength. I think of hemophilia and not caring about the Russian people.
And letting a sex up monk into your family. Jason then goes and meets Anna, and she's like, I don't want to talk to you.
I told you I wanted to be with you. I thought we were together.
I didn't leave you, I was taken.
And he says, but hold on a minute, do you have a headache? And she says, oh, I do have a headache. And then he goes, see, we were gassed.
It's because of the gas. We were gassed on the train.
And she goes, oh, and immediately accepts that. I was gassed by Tsarists, don't you remember?
You are all right.
Yes,
I had some bad borscht the night before and we were gassed. Meanwhile, back at the ranch,
The homeless lady is being beaten up by communists.
it's in a pretty cruel way as well.
Yeah, they sort of smacking her with a belt.
Is she magic like Rasputin? I guess not.
Sorry, did I say the communists were beating them up? It was the Plutonian boys.
Это та самая шкатулка, которую Нина передала Питеру.
She's an old, decrepit woman, probably in her 90s, and they're just beating her mercilessly with a belt buckle.
I don't know how they got information that she was involved, but they're trying to get her to talk.
Про золото я ничего не знаю.
Hello? And Jason and Anna and the neo-communist and his secretary all show up.
Who are you? I'm your shadow.
And they have a shootout with the Plutonian boys. I love how subtitles were Russian. What in hell? When they enter the house, into the room where the homeless lady is,
This is my favorite part of the movie, I think.
they manage to save her, but she then points into the corner of the room and says,
It's Nina.
what?
What the fucking fuck?
What the hell?
This got dark. And what condition is Nina in?
Nina's a skeleton. She's not doing very well.
She has been deceased for a very
Quite
long
some
time.
But she still has her scarf and clothes.
Yeah, she's fully clothed. Still got her hair, so there's that.
Who is that?
Bucks.
The Plutonian boys managed to steal a box, which the homeless lady was stashing. What's happening?
The box!
What's in the box? What's in the box?
What's in the fucking box?
Why do the gunshots sound so weird? Pew, 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 pew. For some reason, the Plutonian boys shoot their driver
Oh yeah, fuck that guy.
and drive off with the box. Jason and Anna then follow.
In pursuit in like a very boxy looking vehicle.
What?
Oh!
Wait, what?
Okay.
What? The homeless lady pulls like plastic off her face.
She's got full disguise make. I don't even know what you call that, but it like peels off to reveal that she's a completely different person.
She is an old woman, but she's a different old woman.
Yeah.
What's the idea? She is Nina?
We're not meant to know if she's Nina or Anastasia.
Ah, she could be Anastasia.
Mm.
She takes off her homeless woman face and shows her not homeless old lady face.
Yeah.
Not quite sure what the point of that is.
And we still don't know who the body is.
We're meant to think that it's Nina, but I guess it's not. It's just another skeleton. But they then have a car chase all the way through the streets of St. Petersburg. They play it to this really frustrating, repetitive tuba music. This is great action movie music.
Yeah.
It sounds to me like the Beetlejuice soundtrack. Whoa!
Fuck your bollocks. Oh, I thought that was someone getting some air, some serious air.
Oh, we're gonna break more of these things.
Yes. Into the
drink.
What's the river called?
The St. Petersburg River.
Is that what it's
know.
called?
I don't know. It ends up with the plutonium boys flying into the river. When Jason and Anna show up, they have this moment where they just stare at the car as it's sinking.
Yeah, like, isn't it romantic? We're okay now.
There's still two men in that car drowning, apparently, but they're just watching.
I nearly kept my promise to my grandmother.
Do you not want to try and save someone who's drowning?
They're baddies.
Tomorrow is the funeral. You will attend, of course.
They're gonna have a romantic moment after watching someone, like, drown.
So, how do you feel losing the treasure?
I don't think I have lost the treasure yet.
He tells her he wants to take her back to England, and she's like, no, this is my home, and home is everything to me.
Yep.
This communist wasteland is my everything, and I'm not leaving.
I want to live in this place where everyone chases me.
Anna!
Wait. You should not endanger her anymore. The entire Russia knows you are the grandson of Princess Anastasia.
We cut back to the old lady without her mask on, and she reveals that she has a second box. The box that she gave to the plutonium boys was actually a fake. She puts her homeless person mask on, and she leaves it on the doorstep of Jason's apartment. Inside are a bunch of bones. And the Rasputin coin.
Yeah.
I don't know whose bones they are meant to be. Nina's, Anastasia's,
Nikki's,
his grandmother's, or all one and the same.
Rasputin's.
It could be anything. But it then cuts to the burial of the Romanov remains.
In a Russian Orthodox ceremony.
And I think he hands the box over to them.
To the priest. And it turns out the priest is not really a priest.
The priest is the neo-communist who we've met before, but he has a fake beard on. So he steals the box in order to get the coin, the doubloon. Anna gets picked up at her apartment by a guy in a car.
Alec?
I don't know who he belongs to or why he's picking her up, but he drives her to the train station so that she can say goodbye to Jason.
I've come to say goodbye.
Come with me.
So they have this really awkward long scene where he's waving at her as the train is taking off.
Anna, come with me.
Anna, come with me.
She has to start running really, really fast.
Or imagine if he got his head knocked off by a signal pole.
Get in the train, sir. The neo-communist then pulls the coin out of his jacket and laughs, and so he's gonna now go and find the gold. I got the chocolate coin. Jason then hops off the train, decides no, he's going to stay here.
So they make out on the railway tracks and it's all romantic. He's like, I know you want to stay here in this hellhole, so I'm willing to be here.
We'll make it a great government. The neo-communist goes and digs up the Rasputin gold.
Yeah, he just finds it.
And is laughing with the secretary about all the gold that they now have.
Laughing the way that villains laugh when they get what they want.
But then Jason and Anna show up and he throws a second coin.
He has another one we didn't know about.
He has a duplicate that he throws onto...
into the open chest of gold bricks.
The neo-communist picks them both up, holds them next to each other, and...
What the fuck?
It's Rasputin's magic.
Oh my god.
See what happens when all you want is gold? Rasputin turns it into rocks. The gold turns into rocks.
Yep.
And so they start crying.
Jason laughs, ha ha ha, and walks off.
That just happened. Like, it just happened. There you go.
Far out.
Can you believe that magic just happened? And they walk off into a green field, laughing, and we have a freeze frame.
And rather than say the end, it says the beginning.
The beginning of Jason Connery's career. I don't know. Beginning of the end. Look, one of the ADR people is Bill Christ. So has he got internalized Rasputin magic?
He's got some magical powers, and he wants to use them for good. He doesn't want the gold to be in the wrong hands. He's like, you want to be communist? Be a communist. Don't take more for yourself than what everyone else gets.
He does also, at one point when he's talking to the czars, he sort of lectures them on what government is.
Perhaps you should try and understand what controls and motivates you. It's sort of the first lesson in effective government.
What I think we're seeing in this movie is this conversation about energy. My theory with the magic Rasputin balls, I believe that what Jason has is a series of free energy devices.
Free energy device.
And that's why the plutonium boys don't want him to succeed. I think he's come to Russia to say, hey guys, no more nuclear power. Energy should be free.
So they really should run Russia on Rasputin magic rather than nuclear energy.
Yep.
So the time at which this movie exists is important. So the fall of the Berlin Wall is in 1989. This movie's made in 95, so 6 years later. It's a time when Russia is opening up to Western trade. So this seemed to me to be a obviously government-funded propaganda piece.
Oh yeah.
To try and tell the world that Russia is not what it has been.
Yeah.
The image of Lenin being melted down.
Powerful.
Trying to sell the idea that they have moved on from their past.
Oh, there's a lot of featured beautiful architecture and there's a lot of emphasis placed on the location.
Oh, I mean, it is essentially a tourist piece for Russia. Everywhere they go, they're in front of some giant showcase.
Come on.
I'm not entirely sure who comes off looking good from this movie, though.
В принципе, большая роскошь, но считают, не оплатишь.
Russia is no longer a bad place. It's good now.
You can have sex on train, no problem.
Sex on train, Lenin statue gone, plutonium here. Don't worry about your little kid. The Tsarists come off as like a monarch cult.
Yeah, they're creepy.
The plutonium boys are just gross. They smack an old lady with a belt. I'm just saying from what this film says, it makes it look like the history of Russia is awful, the recent past of Russia is awful, and the future of Russia will be awful. So, did it make you want to go to Russia?
No.
No.
Did it make you want to go to Russia?
No.
No.
Done.